Time is running out for a farm workers' overtime pay bill to move forward in the legislative process. The Senate Appropriations Committee has until Friday to act, or that bill could die once again. The proposal aims to change the overtime pay structure for the nearly 500,000 farm workers in the state.
If we want to work 50, 60, 70 hours a week, that's our choice. It's not their choice to say, hey, you're cut back to 40 hours a week. It just, it's not there.
California is one of only 5 states to require overtime pay for farm employees, and is the only state to require daily overtime after 10 hours. No other state has a higher minimum wage than California's at $10 an hour, and the minimum wage will rise in steps to $15 an hour in coming years. The current federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour with no agricultural overtime.
But this is what we do know. Migrant workers are paid usually well above the minimum wage in our state. Many embrace the 60 hours that they can get and don't want to jeopardize this money that they depend on to support their families here and abroad. Farms in California are sounding the warning bells from Northern California to Southern California about potentially adopting this bill. Many farmers will see their fixed costs significantly increasing while they have no control over the value of their crops.
Beatrice Sanders, the executive director of the Kern County Farm Bureau, said, "This change will add about $1.7 billion annually to the cost of growing food in California, a sum that will ultimately be passed along to consumers. And since eating isn't really optional, this is effectively a $1.7 billion tax that California has decided to levy on the entire country."
A lot of money. I mean, it's going to affect the stores. It's going to affect, buyers and everybody else around. It's just going to be a domino effect. You change one little thing, and it's going to create a bigger issue.
Some people will suggest this calculation overestimates the impact of AB 1066 because farmers will compensate by simply hiring more workers. But anyone who has experience hiring seasonal workers understands the competitiveness of the ag labor markets. Therefore, the idea of finding an extra 100,000 employees during peak harvest season is frankly unfeasible.
And many have talked about limiting shifts to 40 hours a week, limiting hours to 8 hours a day, and even hiring a second shift. This is the big concern to the workers that depend on that 60 hours a week to support their families because they may not get it. Many have talked about tearing out labor-intensive crops. I spoke with a table grape grower in the county and said, if this bill were to pass and be signed into law, that they will pull out all the table grapes. They will plant crops like carrots that can be harvested and packaged by machines. These are not idle threats by farmers, but rather the adjustments and investments that they have to do to remain profitable.
Due to the passing of AB 1066, will farmers have to consider the use of autonomous and robotic machines such as the driverless tractor, robotic milking systems, and GPS-guided push-up robots as they start the switch from manual labor.